welcome to Rick's Corner. I have a very special guest today by the name of Jackie Keller, who I've known for a while, who's a nutritionist. She's a wellness coach. She's a chef. She owns a big company called Nutri Fit, which I'm very, very happy to know about because this is what we base our lives on, as nutrition, what we eat and how we train. You know, you can train so hard, but then you got to put nutrition back into your body, and that's why she's here, because she is the brain of it all.
Hi, Rick.
See?
Yeah.
This is what I think of you.
Thank you.
You've had your company, what, 25 years?
28 years.
28 years now.
This summer was 28 years. I can't believe it. I started when I was, 10 years old.
I thought maybe 5.
10,
Okay. What led you into doing this? I mean, is this something that you had a desire to personally, as far as getting fit, getting in shape, or what?
Actually, Rick, it didn't start with me. It started with my dad, who died when I was a teenager. He dropped dead one day at 46 years old of a heart attack. And, I never got to graduate high school with him. I never got to graduate college, get married, all the things where you want to have a father figure in your life. Mine was gone. It was taken from me at a very young age.
Well, let me tell you something. It happened to me. I was 18.
Yeah, I was...
Same thing.
Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of affects you in ways that you don't necessarily realize. And for the first several years, I didn't realize that was going to be formative for me. But I went into business. I, finished my college. I did all those normal things. And then I realized that I was spending a lot of my personal time teaching exercise, going back to school, graduate school, learning about exercise physiology, learning about nutrition, and I developed an intense passion for human health.
Right.
And I realize now that a lot of it was just trying to reconcile myself to losing my dad of a disease that today is very preventable.
Well, by the same token, with my father as well, he died of heart surgery. He had a bad heart. His nutrition was horrible when I was growing up. Right. They didn't know how to eat back then.
No, not at all.
Horrible. And he smoked and the whole thing, and I never did any of that. And when he went to the hospital for his surgery, he says to me, when I get out, I want you to take me to the gym and work out with me. And when he never made it out of there. But I took the bull by the horn. I said, you know what? This is something that happens, but I'm a positive person. I'm going straight forward. I'm going to keep working on myself, my nutrition, my body, and just be something that maybe he wanted to become or he wanted me to become.
Right, and there you go. Here we are several years later, and we're healthy and we're fit.
We hope so.
And we're working hard at it.
You started your company, though, so you had to have a groundwork for that. Once you got out of college and you did all your stuff, you did a lot of this for yourself at the time. I
did. I actually went to chef school when I was a teenager. I went to Cordon Bleu in Paris, France, because I loved food, and I had a very early eating disorder when I was a teenager. So, you become a little bit food obsessed. And in my case, it channeled into wanting to learn to prepare food. Yeah. And then after several years a few years in business, I realized that I was spending a lot of my recreational time working with people on their health and not necessarily applying my passion to my paid employment. So I thought, well, I'm young, I have no debt, no kids, no obligations. I'm just going to quit my job and start a company that's dedicated to helping people with their food and helping people with their fitness.
And how'd you do that? You're going to start somewhere. You gotta...
I had one client.
Well, we all start with one.
Yes, and she said, she was an exercise client of mine, and she said, I know you have a culinary background. Can you either teach me how to cook, or I'm not much of a cook, can you cook for me and bring me some food? And I need to reduce my cholesterol. And that's what we worked on. And of course, she had dramatic results, and it begat a business, and it just grew from one client to 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 100 to 200, and I can't believe 28 years have passed, because every day I get a chance to help somebody with their nutritional health, and I'm always talking about fitness. So
you get new clients all the time.
Yeah, we do.
You have a ton of celebrities.
We've been fortunate. We're here in LA.
No, I've seen the pictures all over your wall.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those are the ones that give us pictures. We have a lot of people that we've been privileged to serve. in all walks of life.
Well, but the celebrities, for example, I mean, we live in a celebrity world here in Los Angeles, and we're in front of the camera, they're in front of the camera, and they want to look their best, they want to feel their best, they put long hours in, and nutrition's key because you're on a set all day long for 12 to 15 hours, and all you have is craft service with a bunch of junk.
Right.
And so you want good food brought your way so that you can at least have the energy to go forward and be good at what you do.
You know, with celebrities, it's not just about how they look in front of the camera, it's about performance.
Yes.
And it's a lot of work to do what they do. It's not easy, the acting job. So
right, no, it's not.
They really put it all together, and as you say, they spend long hours perfecting what they do and working very hard at it. So we're delighted to have the opportunity to serve people. And now, of course, we ship food all over the country, and we kind of follow some of our celebrities. They go out on location, and they really struggle with food, because it's one thing to be in your home and in LA where, you know, there's a lot of choices, but you may be stuck in the backwoods of Louisiana doing a film shoot. It's not so easy to eat healthfully.
Many times it's like that. I did a Winston cigarette ad in North Carolina, and all they had was these crappy pizzas they brought in, and I found a restaurant called College Park Inn. It was all homemade food, and I told the producers, I am not working on the set and either of those guys unless you bring us good food.
There you go.
And it was all homemade, and it was brought into us because otherwise it wasn't available.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what it takes. It takes one person that's really dedicated to making sure they're doing it right. But we have the ability to get food from point A to point B in the continental United States overnight and fresh, and that's how we help people who aren't local to us.
How do you go about keeping it cold?
We have special gel packs and special packaging that allows us to ship the food fresh overnight, next morning delivery. So we never freeze it. It's not frozen food. It's fresh food. But we prepare it, and then it goes out that night with these special gel packs with this packaging, and it arrives the next morning. And we've got, you know, NFL players and Olympic athletes and actors and singers and just regular old folks.
I knew this, but I wanted to ask for them because I met my girlfriend through Jackie 3 years ago, and she's been on your program for over 9 years, right?
Yes.
About 9 years, maybe more.
Close to 10.
Close to 10, okay. So when I go over to her house, she'll say, oh, would you bring Jackie's food in? It's in the little pack out front with all the little ice packs, and I put it away. And I have a few of the ice packs here that I use sometimes when my knees hurt and I wrap
all right, perfect.
But it all comes fresh, and it's cold, and it's good, and there's a few desserts that are really awesome.
There you go. It helps to have dessert, right?
You gotta have dessert.
You gotta have dessert.
That's the reward for eating. But you made something that was a chocolate pudding or something like that. That was really dynamite because I just had it the other night.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
All right, so you have a lot of sports fighters that come to you that need their advice, nutrition, and you have your background. Not only do you cook, but you have knowledge on it. You know what they need. So you calculate what they need, and then you cook according to what their needs are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And we take what they need or what clients need, and we overlay client preferences. And that's the other thing. We're not trying to force fit a client to a specific diet. We're trying to fit the diet to the client.
Right.
We do it the other way around because in the end, Rick, if it's not food that you want to eat, you're not going to eat it.
Exactly.
I mean, we can make ourselves eat cardboard for a week if you have to, but we're talking about long-term lifestyle change. We're talking about ongoing health, and for that to really happen, for somebody to want to eat your food for 9 years, they have to be eating things they like. And
you've got to enjoy it.
You got to enjoy it because you're going to eat every day, 3 times a day. You're constantly reminded about food. So we take the nutritional prescription per se, whether it's salt-free diet or cancer protective or building muscle or losing fat or whatever the client's goals are, and we overlay likes, dislikes, what I'll eat, what I won't eat, what about my schedule, what if I travel, do I have to buy all these meals if my wife also cooks for me, or maybe I like going out with the guys 3 nights a week.
Oh, so you adjust to that.
We adjust for all of it.
Right.
And then what comes out is a workable plan.
I know that Ina keeps changing her diet a little bit, and then you adjust to what she wants and what she wants to eat, what's good, what's bad. I mean, it's all good, but you want to enjoy. Like, for example, I'm having a really hard time with meat the past 3 months. I don't know why. I've always been a meat eater. But I'll go out to dinner with her, and I'll eat a steak, and I'll eat like half it, and I go to chew it, and it's just not the same to me anymore.
Is it the taste or the heavy feeling that you get afterwards?
Sometimes the taste is okay the first couple of bites, and then it becomes like, I'm not really crazy about it. Then it gets chewy, and then I can't swallow. I have to drink water to get it down. I went through that with chicken for a while.
And then you just laid off and...
I laid off and I went to fish, and now fish goes down smooth and digests easy, and it's great protein.
Yeah, it is good protein.
Especially if it's cooked right.
It's hard to get fish right,
Yes.
but we are lucky here in Southern California. We have one of the best seafood providers in the country, and they're called Santa Monica Seafood.
I know right where it is.
We get all of our fish from
Yeah.
them, so we pay a premium, but the fish is phenomenal. And it is a great protein.
No, it
There's
is.
a lot of people that don't like fish and seafood,
Yeah.
but for those that do, it's a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, the kinds of fat that we need in our diet to protect our heart. So all good reasons to have it.
I did that all the way back in about the late 80s, early 90s. I did a fish diet for a year, fish and rice, and every meal was fish, except for breakfast was egg whites. And I got really lean. My body fat just really dropped down, yet my strength went up because I was getting more grams of protein from the fish than I was getting from anything else.
And those great fats are really protective for your heart.
Yeah, they are.
Really are.
Yeah.
They really are.
I actually have a heart.
Nice.
I may not look like it, but I do.
Yeah, you do.
So let's talk about
soft heart.
Yeah, I do. You were talking about like salts and this and that, and when you don't eat a lot of salt and you get something that's a little salty, for example, the other night French onion soup was like really salty where I went, and you can just taste it immediately.
Yes, you can.
You were talking about these seasonings that you brought over.
That's right. I mean, one of the things that I have done consistently since 1990 is teach people how to cook well.
Yeah.
And I love cooking, of course, and I have a culinary background, and I designed these 6 salt and sugar-free spice blends.
Right.
Because when I was teaching these classes, I was constantly forgetting to bring spice blends with me.
Right.
So I put them all in bottles, and I have 6 different blends.
What do we have here?
We have our Calypso blend, which is like a chili powder, except it has no salt. Obviously, none of them have salt, none of them have sugar, none of them have fillers. So the Calypso's a little spicy in that Latin flavor. Then we have a Moroccan, which is North African. You know, it's got the cumin and the turmeric and the cloves and those flavors.
Yeah.
Mediterranean, which is as it should be, garlic, onions, basil, you know, those spices from the Mediterranean region. The French Riviera blend is my version of Herbe de Provence. It's sort of a testimony to my early French training. And then Lemon Garden, because we have an organic farm, and we grow a lot of seasonings, and I love the smell and the taste of fresh dill and the fresh herbs that come out of the garden.
Yeah.
So, and then because I bake as well, you know, I have certainly cinnamon, which is my version of apple pie style spice.
Cinnamon. Turmeric, and was the other one you mentioned with a C?
Cumin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are both good for arthritis.
They are good for arthritis. They're anti-inflammatory, and they have wonderful health properties. So you can't really go wrong with...
Not at all.
Without, you know, the thing is to be able to provide flavor.
Right. And for you guys that are bodybuilders, you don't want to retain water in your body. You want something that's low salt, low sodium, because that's the first thing you're going to hold is water. And you want to get rid of that water. What do you know about fenugreek?
Only that it is not used very often here. I do use it in some of our Middle Eastern dishes. It's classic in Middle Eastern and in Indian food. We use a lot of fenugreek, but not much about the health properties.
The reason I ask about it because it's been known that it can raise your growth hormones in your body.
That's interesting.
And build muscle tissue.
I did not realize that.
No, and it's very inexpensive.
Yeah, it is. It's a little exotic for people, but it's...
Well, I take it in a tablet.
Oh,
so I'll do like 3 a day, and
that's a cheat way.
Yeah, that's
a cheat way.
I know,
Take a pill. You got to learn to cook with it.
This is true. But I did notice a difference in my muscularity over a period of months.
That is interesting. So it must be very concentrated.
It's very concentrated, yeah. But it works. I mean, I know a lot of people who ask me about fenugreek, and I've been taking it, and like I said, it's very inexpensive. And it works. But these, I'm going to use these because these sound really good.
I hope so. I think you'll have fun.
And then what do we have here?
These are snack mixes. This is called our Mighty family. You know, Mighty, High and Mighty, Strength Mighty, right?
Yep.
We actually have a whole family of snack mixes that we've designed that are good to travel in the car with, to keep in your gym bag, to keep in your desk drawer. And they're all balanced. They all have protein from nuts.
Yeah, I see that.
Or protein from whey, and they have a little bit of natural sweetness from dried fruit,
Right.
a little bit of healthy carb, a little bit of healthy fat, a little bit of protein, and it's just an on-the-go snack.
So this will bring up that low energy point that you get like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
This is the 4 o'clock solution. Instead of hitting the bag of chips and something like that, you open up one of these, and I tell you, it'll power a workout.
Well, I have another question before I lead into something else. Bananas. I've read somewhere the bananas are like really good for you.
They are really good.
So I made a point of eating one every day.
That's great. You have very good potassium in your diet.
Yeah.
With that banana.
And it also gives me some energy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And the good thing about a banana, it has plenty of appeal. That's what I did there.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit more about your business. If people want to contact you regarding this, you have a plan for everybody.
We do have a plan for everybody. We have clients, Rick, that are in the single digits age-wise, and then our oldest client is 101 years old.
Really?
We have a 101-year-old client. I'm so pleased to be able to serve her. She is remarkable. And everything in between, from Olympic athletes, literally, and professional football players, to tiny itty-bitty women who want to lose 3 pounds.
Yeah, but you also just told me about some young guy that came to you wants to put on muscle.
I did. We have a lot of people. We're one of the few meal services that help people who need to gain weight or who are looking to put on a lot of weight because in a healthy way, not in a junk way.
Right.
And that's why we work with professional athletes, because they have a high need to keep their muscle weight up.
Absolutely.
And it's not that easy to get the right number of calories in your body without eating the wrong food.
Totally, it's difficult. And for you guys out there who don't cook for yourselves, you don't want to go to fast food restaurants, and if you want to look up Jackie's Nutri Fit and maybe work out a plan with her, because I've seen what comes to my girlfriend's house, and I've seen the way it's laid out and the way it's all healthy and balanced, and you got it just ready to go. Just heat it up and eat it.
It's completely made. So it's nutrifitonline.com.
Anywhere from breakfast to dinner to in between snacks.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
And some people double lunches. I mean, this guy that I mentioned who just started with us, it's breakfast, morning snack, lunch 1, lunch 2, afternoon snack, dinner, evening snack. I mean, he needs the whole thing because he needs a lot of calories.
Yes, and you do coaching too.
We do.
And how does that work?
I am a board-certified registered health coach and a professional health coach, and I work with people virtually, either through email or through telephonic work or a combination of email and telephone. It can be as often as once a week. It can be as seldom as once a month. I do Skype. I've worked with some people in other parts of the world who just need the coaching. They really don't need the meal service or products or anything. They just need a coach to guide them through it.
Everybody needs that guidance.
And it's the nice thing about coaching is really it's very client driven. Don't set myself up as an expert that knows the solution. In the coaching world, the client has the answers.
Yes, they do.
And all you need to do is help them peel back the layers until they find those right answers and help them execute the plan.
Yeah, it makes sense because a lot of people aren't self-starters.
No.
I mean, I am, you are, and I get out of bed in the morning, I'm ready to go. Let's go hit it, let's do it. So many people don't know where to begin, and I have a lot of you guys out there in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, even 70s that contact me about training and nutrition. Where do I go? How do I eat? What do I do about my workout? I don't know where to start. I've gotten out of shape. I don't feel well. I don't want to get out of bed. All these things, and they're all coming from here. Mm-hmm. But if you get this straight, it all falls into place.
And that's what a good coach does.
Exactly.
It helps you find the path.
Right.
It gets you on the path, and more importantly, helps you identify the obstacles that are going to get in the way, because it's the stuff that blindsides you, that derails you in that path. So, you are capable of envisioning a path around an obstacle. Well, everybody can envision a path around the obstacle. It's just some people need a little help. I had just done a thing about roadblocks. Actually, I have a couple of little short videos that people did for me at the Super Strength Show, and they took an interview I had and they cut it up and they put some music behind it and took some videos of, you saw it, from my old workouts. Very inspirational.
And I don't believe in roadblocks. I mean, we're going to hit them every day. I hit them on the way to the gym. And if I see it, I go around it. I mean, that's a visual roadblock for driving. But I mean, in my life especially, you're going to have some snag here all the time. Maybe it's an injury, maybe you don't feel like doing this, maybe you don't have the energy to do that. But I found if I just keep going forward, it goes away.
Right.
Until a new one comes up, and then that goes away.
Right.
And it's like going into the gym on your day off and say, I don't really want to go to the gym, I don't feel good, I've been tired. I did this just the other day, and I've had it throughout the years. And I went in there and I did a couple of sets of this and that, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, I'm doing a couple of sets of this and that. 20 minutes later, I'm working out full, and I think, my God, I feel good.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm so
Right.
glad some of my best workouts.
And you just went around that roadblock to get
Exactly.
there. And that's what it takes.
Exactly, it certainly
really
does. So if people want to reach you, where can we find you? Because the internet is our friend.
The internet is our friend. So you find us at www.nutrifitonline.com. And I want to stress that you have to put the online.com afterwards, because there is a NutriFit out there that is not us. So can't stop at NutriFit. It's got to be nutrifitonline.com or JackieKeller.com.
I'll have this up there so they can see it.
And that's where we start.
So you guys, you know what to do now. I brought her on to talk to you. She's smart. I look up to her. She's my hero. And she knows a lot more than I do.
Right back at you.
A lot more than I do. So when I want advice on what to eat, this is where I'm going to go, and this is where you should go as well. Be sure to check out our website. Contact her if you want to. I vouch for 120%. Maybe 130%. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Train, don't strain. Train each body part hard. Don't kill it, because it's got to come back and grow. If you kill it, it's not going to grow. So train, don't strain. Stay healthy, stay focused, achieve your goals, achieve your dream, and be happy. You have challenges in life, and you go down the street and you have roadblocks. And so what you do when you have those roadblocks is you find a way around them to get to your end goal. And I've always been able to reach whatever I wanted to reach just by having the dedication and tenacity to keep going forward. So you can't have doubt. You got to believe in yourself no matter what it takes. And I think the key to anything in life is to have goals. If you don't have goals, then what are you going for? You got to go for something. And you have a dream. You go for your dream and you make it real. You have to step over that hump and make things happen. There's always a solution. You just can't say no. You've got to go for what you want and give it a shot. And be real. Don't lie. Don't be something you're not. I just don't feel that there's anything that you can't handle. I always feel like I don't believe in the word no. There's no such thing as no. If you want something bad enough, you can do it.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby.